going on here? Is this the right one? I'm having technical difficulties left, right, and beep censored. See, this is bizarro, 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 bizarro. Ah, yes. Bam, ba-da-dum, 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 ba-da-da-bum, bum, bum, ba-ba-da-bum. Why is that? That should be. That shouldn't be that one. Okay, we're on Facebook. That's cool. You know what? Let's just go for it. Let's just do. Good after evening, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, let me say I want to throw my laptop out the window. It's doing my head in. Absolutely doing my head in. Second thing is, thank you very much for joining me tonight. Hey, Shady, how are you? Can you hear me okay? I'm having one of those, like, hi, Barry. I would ask Barry if he can hear me, but he'll just be cheeky, because he's a cheeky man. But we love him. Cheeky, 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 cheeky. Yes, technical difficulties. For some reason, it's not playing my YouTube videos. Thank you, Shady. Barry, you can shut up, right? It's not playing the sound from any YouTube videos that I want to do. Good evening, Carmen. How are you? Did you hear the sound of the jingle when I played the jingle? Hi, Nyla. How are you? Basically, when I played the intro there, you can hear me. But hang on a second. Let me play the intro again. Hold on a second. Because usually I hear the music for this, but I didn't hear it. Hold on. Play it again. To me, there is no music coming through that just now at all. Let me just check. See, there's nothing. There's nothing on the sound. There's nothing. That's crazy. Crazy. It's very infuriating. Very infuriating when... Oh, right. Okay, cool. So you heard it. How come I couldn't hear it then? I like my jingle music. It gives me sort of like a when I was going through it all. Anyway, we've got a couple of interesting things to talk about tonight. Basically, the first one is all about PPE in the UK, about the personal protective equipment. And I had a great video, which I've put actually up on the YouTube page for Mojack's Happy Live. Okay, so if you're a member of that page or you're watching through YouTube, you could actually go and watch it yourself. Is I actually recorded it directly off the television. All right, and it was basically our lovely Minister for Health, Mr. Matt. Hi, Matt. He's not an unattractive man. He's a handsome chappy. And unfortunately, it's not playing the sound. It is not playing the sound through it whatsoever, which is a darn shame because the BBC chappie that was interviewing him basically was talking about... I'll talk you through what the interview says, right? The interview basically says, Mr. Matt, I think it's Matt. Is it Matt Hancock? I think it's Matt Hancock. Basically, he's asked to make allowances and talk about why there's not enough PPE. He's saying there's logistical problems and things, and he says, right, well, do you know something? We were speaking to the head of the Royal College of Nurses, and she had this to say. And the lady from the Royal College of Nurses was talking about, We don't have all the kit that we need. We would love to have all the kit that we need, but unfortunately, there's it's not coming through, and there's a big level of there's a massive trust issue going on here with the government because of that, says this lady. And until we are physically and mentally protected from this, right, Matt Hancock's, yes, thank you, Jason. That is him. Basically, once we are protected physically and mentally from the disease with the proper PPE, then we can start to gain trust with the government again. And it was quite clear, very clear, that this lady said that. Okay, so then when Matt turns around and he's sort of like, well, how do you react to that? He says, well, let me just tell you first of all that the Royal College of Nurses is doing a fantastic job in very difficult circumstances indeed. And let me just continue by saying that it's difficult for, we've got logistical issues of it coming through, but we have the PPE, it's coming through. He says, but how do you react about them saying that there's trust issues here? Well, I don't think that the trust issue was actually implied there, Matt. It was clear as day. It was clear as day. I was actually blown away, completely and utterly blown away with the fact that he said this, that I just couldn't get it at all. Couldn't get through it whatsoever. With that, he's just doing that usual, let's push it to the side thing. Any negativity to do with us, we'll push it to the side. Which is terrible. Listen, thank you everybody for joining us tonight. We will occasionally have a great stream where there's no technical difficulties, but I'm actually blaming my oldest son today because he was on the laptop and everything was fine. Everything was fine until Paxton went on the laptop and started to do a video or something on his own sign, and I came on and I'm like, why is the YouTube video? Did you muck around with the sound settings? No, Dad, no, it wasn't me. So, has everybody had a good Easter? I hope that you have. We've had quite an amazing Easter. It was very relaxed yesterday, and then we had a fantastic stream on my brother's channel talking about the Long Island serial killer. Once again, part 2 of that. If anybody was watching that, wow, what a story that is. It's kind of scary to think that it's still going on and they've not found the person yet that's actually doing the killings. Wow, that's crazy. The kids are great, Nyla. They're camping out in the living room again. I've got the second youngest on the sofa where I'll be sleeping after the stream. The oldest is playing Xbox. And my daughter, I can't see her, she's in the dark in the corner. Oh, hi there. Are you watching the stream, Alia? You're watching you're watching Runaways on Marvel on Disney Plus. Yes, she's a Disney Plus fan. It's very good. It's crazy. Yes, I believe, Shady, that the cops were totally involved. Or if they weren't completely involved, they were complacent in their actual duty of care with regards to the whole case. So yeah, let me just quickly run through everybody that's here today and have a little bit of a chit chat. We have Shady, Barry, Carmen, and Carmen with alter ego as well further down. Nyla, wonderful Nyla, thank you for joining us, everybody. And I believe we might have a couple of other people lurking in the back that may not introduce themselves, but that's cool. We're okay with that. We like it when people say hello, but we're also happy if you just want to watch. So my first big opening thing was going to be the Matt Hancock video. Do you know something? I wonder if I played that, you might, if I can't, even though I can't hear the sound, you guys might be able to hear the sound. Let me just refresh the page a bit, and then what I'll do is I'll share it anyway, and we'll see what happens. If we lose the stream at any time, please hang fire, because my son is also playing on the Xbox tonight, okay? And if I try to do more than one thing at the same time here, it might not like it all. But we shall see. Right, okay. Right, we've got the thing coming up, yes, but is it going to play? Doesn't look like it. Nah, nah, nah. Hold on. Let me just go back to the main me, and we will wait for that to load up to see if it loads up. The other thing that I wanted to talk about in the main sort of news part of the whole thing before we move on to um, Corona idiots, we've got like quite a big section that I want to talk about, something that was going down over the weekend with Corona idiots. And we'll come on to that in a minute or two. But the other thing is there's a massive movement just now of the UK Muslim community who are stepping in also to help with the coronavirus. And I think that, you know, amongst any population, religious sect, political sect, there's always extremists that end up painting the good guys, the positive community within faith-based organizations or political-based organizations, that the extremists always end up painting the whole lot, sometimes quite negatively. But down in London, is a massive movement of Muslims that are producing protective gear for health workers and donating food to vulnerable communities. They're doing a positive charitable thing, the sort of thing that Christian churches do as well. And it's you know what, I don't think that there's enough positive press about such things like this. Right, it looks like that video has loaded up. Now let's see if we can get it to play. Hold on. Oh, now you tell me, you guys, if this comes through. If you can hear it, great. Just say something in the comments if you hear the interview. I'll be quiet for a couple of seconds. I can't hear it. Is there sound? Is the video playing sound? Hi, Jason. I see your comment. No sound, right? Thanks, Barry. Is that serious, Barry? Yeah. Right, if there's no sound, that's cool. Now, that's the problem I was having earlier on as well. Right, okay. I'll just close that window down. That's a shame because the interview's great. Great. Thanks, guys. Technical. I'm gonna beat the crap out my friggin' laptop. Which is a shame because I had another couple of videos lined up on YouTube to watch as well. We'll just have to save them for another night, okay? We'll just save them for another night. Right, so I got a great tip we'll play the Corona Idiots thing, because at least you can have music for that one, okay, which is great. We'll play that jingle and then we'll move on to Corona Idiots. Okay, let's see. Yes, Corona Idiots. This is a section where we like to mock, ridicule, and go, oh my God, what a bunch of absolute loonies for doing such a thing in the first place. And I got this through a friend who's watching tonight on Instagram. And I'm going to actually bring up the article. I'm going to read the article to you. I found a video about it as well. And we're going to look at that. And then we're going to look at a particular thing to do with PPE, and then we will look at what I've been doing over the weekend in isolation, which is great. What is this? After give me a buzz, we can try. Right, Barry, I'll do that. Okay, I will do that. Right, cool. Right, let me quickly bring up the article. Right, this is all to do with where is it? There we go. I have the article on my screen and on my phone. In Northern Ireland and Ireland, over the weekend, there was an abundance of ferry passengers coming in from Great Britain into Ireland for the Easter weekend. And with one of our viewers and one of my friends on Instagram, they were getting a bit upset with this, and you can understand why. Why are people not taking this social isolation seriously? You know, it's very frustrating. The whole thing about it is that they were all going. Let me read the article off the internet. It's much easier for me to read. Concerns have been raised about the arrival of UK registered cars into Ireland through the ferry ports. Dr. Gabriel Scally said the traffic needs to stop as the UK has no community testing for COVID-19. But Irish Ferries and Stena Line, which were both had 4 ferries arriving, and why were they running ferries in the first place? I suppose for critical workers and stuff, that's fair enough. But Irish Ferries and Stena Line, which both had 4 ferries arriving into Dublin port from Wales yesterday, and 2 each into Rossari, said that the ferries were now mainly used for freight. However, quite a few English registration vehicles were observed leaving Dublin port yesterday evening. This was a few days ago. We have been restricting passengers so we can enforce social distancing, and we're asking people to adhere to government guidelines. Right, this is great. This is the article. Wonderful. Yeah, you're doing your best. Now, the first-hand report, though, is that there seems to be quite a lot of English people, maybe a good few Scottish people, I don't know, people from Northern Ireland all moving around into Southern Ireland, all having a jolly good time, all having a bit of a fun and a frolicky thing going on. What a bunch of absolute loonies. These people are just, this is why we're having a longer lockdown. Okay, this is the sort of things that go on. If we will remain in a lockdown for longer if we just don't take it seriously, because these people will then be spreading the virus around even more. You know? Now we could talk, is there a virus? That's why these people aren't doing it. Is it a big conspiracy? That's not the point, okay? People are friggin' dying because of this, all right? And that's what we should take seriously. And that's what should stop people from going around. Correct? Correct me if I'm wrong here. Am I being a bit too forceful? Yes, Barry just said start hitting them with £1,000 fines. Let's have a look at the other comments about it. Yes, Shady says, my sister-in-law's neighbour had a corona party on Saturday because they were tired of waiting around to see who's going to get it next. Wow. I don't have words. That blows me away. Truly it does. God almighty. If I knew anybody that did that, oh my God, they would just be. You don't want to turn around. If somebody gets it somebody now in that party, let's say they were a carrier and they just spread it to everybody at that party, and then those people spread it to their entire households. And let's say it just goes back one level to the households, but maybe 1 or 2 people die within those households because of that one party. That's blood on those people's hands, and those your sister's neighbour's hands, Shady. That's what it boils down to. And unless it's right in your face, right in your backyard happening, people don't give a shit. We live in this sort of monochrome stroke technicolor, both shades of black and white and wonderful technicolor at the same time, okay, of a coffee shop lifestyle. We have been jaded by the media to think that we're invulnerable, to think that we're amazing, to think that life is going to be perfect. That has been for the past 20, 30 years, okay, with the things that we watch, the things that we read, that, everything is just a sitcom. This isn't a fucking sitcom. This is real. This is real people. This is real children, real old people. And right now, there's an old person's home round the corner from my house. Okay, and this is what we're leading on to with the next Corona Idiots part here. Okay, is 2 of the old folk have died, and care homes in the UK are getting screwed over for personal protective equipment to deal with this situation. And that is outrageous, absolutely outrageous. So what we have is lunatics going on holiday to Ireland and Southern Ireland, the Republic of Ireland, sorry. We have lunatics in Shady's part of the world having parties, okay, and thinking this is cool because they just don't want to sit around waiting for the next person to get it. What? They just all want to get it? Brilliant. Clever wankers. And then we've got the PPE not reaching people, and the government. I'm saying this is where I'm going with this, right? The government are absolute idiots as well just now here, because they say that there's enough PPE, it's just logistically not getting out to the right places. Okay, I could fix that dead easily, right? So simply, okay? There are football and sports stadiums lying empty pretty much in every single city, okay? And there are logistical vans used by health services. We'll just talk about the NHS in the UK, our health service. There are vans that deliver supplies anyway. There are people that could easily be seconded in to do delivery driving. There's an abundance of hire companies with vans that could do this. So let's get a fleet of 10 vans for each hospital, have the sports stadiums as the centre drop-off point for each city for the PPE, get that vans to go and fucking pick it up and take it back to the fucking hospitals. Is that not an easy way to do it? I mean, really. To me, that's what makes sense. That's what makes it a little bit easier. If you can't have a truck going into the hospital to do it, okay, get the truck to go to one spot where everybody from the hospital or the logistical infrastructure of that hospital can go to pick it up from them. The streets are empty. We don't have traffic jams just now. You know, we don't have traffic jams just now. We've got virtually no cars on the road in Edinburgh. None whatsoever. So to me, what that says is let's make an easy job of it, okay? Why are the trucks not getting in? Well, in Scotland and Wales, okay, there's an article from BBC Wales from about 4 or 5 days ago again, that the PPE, where is it? I'm sure I've got it here. Yeah, I'm going to bring this up. We're going to look at this. This triggered me. Oh my God. This is just from BBC Wales, but I found an article as well earlier today that was basically saying similar things about care homes in Scotland. I'm going to bring it up on the big screen. Hold on. There we go. It's up on the big screen. Magical. Right. So coronavirus care homes refuse kit because stock is reserved for England. You need to see my face. Did I just read that right? So certain care homes in Wales are not getting the right kit to look after their patients because the stock is reserved for fucking England. I'm just letting that filter through my brain again. Nah. It's actually it sounds pretty bad, and it is quite bad when you read further down. It's like a care home owner in Wales says that she has been refused PPE because her suppliers are reserving stock for English customers. Wow. Kerry Roberts runs 2 care homes in unmentionable, and I can't read Welsh names. I'm terrible for that. It's not because I'm like, okay, let's try. Porthmadog. Somewhere in Wales, okay? She told the BBC Wales 2 suppliers had declined to sell her when she tried to buy aprons and gloves for her staff. The Welsh government said care homes can access PPE through councils if they experienced issues. That's cool. Thanks, Wales government, for doing that. Okay, one supplier told her it was selling stock on behalf of Public Health England. Selling stock on behalf of Public Health England. Ms. Roberts said she became aware of the problem on Wednesday morning. I tried to buy them, but only customers in England were allowed to, she said. Wow. One of the companies, Gompels Healthcare, told her, we noticed that your order includes products which we're selling on behalf of Public Health England, and we can only deliver these products for people who operate in England. different schemes exist for Scotland and Wales. Let me get this straight just now, okay? Just so you know, the two people that died round the corner, two old people that died round the corner from my house, okay, in the care home there, it was the same problem. The people in the care home did not have the correct PPE. Um, the whole care home itself, they're doing everything they possibly can to prevent the spread of it, and they're doing an all right job. As far as we know, there's no more reported cases of the virus in the care home. Is that the point, though? No. The point is that a lot of this kit is being kept aside purely for the English NHS and English companies. And what will happen after this blows over is that the devolved Parliament governments within Wales and Scotland will probably be blamed for this, which is outrageous. Outrageous. Is that a form of racism or nationalism? It's a form of absolute selfishness and incompetence. There was an article in the Scotsman today, Nyla, that basically, or might have been yesterday, basically saying, where's all this money that has been handed by the British government to the devolved governments? And they were particularly criticising the SNP government in Scotland about where's the money. This is a Scottish paper criticising the Scottish government for that, and quite rightly so. Okay, if they're talking about it, okay. But the thing is, has that money actually reached the banks yet in Scotland the Scottish Bank to actually divvy out to everybody? We don't know that. Why is the Scottish government not saying anything? Well, I'm a great believer of Scottish independence. I would like to slap my government round the back of the head just now and say, fucking say something. They're taking the piss out of you in a national crisis here. Okay, you need to get on it. You need to get on it and get on it sharp, totally sharp with it. You know, it's crazy. Yes, it just plain fuckery. It is. It's plain fuck. It's ridiculous, Shady. This is people's lives. This is what we were going on about earlier on, okay, with the parties, with the people flooding into Ireland, okay, with the government now taking it upon themselves to think, well, English people are more important than Scottish and Welsh and potentially Northern Irish people as well. Did you know Westminster missed 3 opportunities to buy PPE bulk with the EU? We are still technically part of the EU treaties and things like that while we go through this ridiculous thing of coming out of the EU in the first place. You know, it's just, yeah. So as far as I'm concerned, we're doing the right things within my household. That this is the only things that we can do. We are not the only person that ventures out for shopping is my wife, because I'm not allowed to. The kids are restricted to the garden, which is fine. People go out to the garden. The kids were restricted to the house and the garden at their mum's, so we know where they've been. So we look after our little block. If my immune system wasn't depleted, I'd be looking after more people. I'd be going and saying to the old folks in the street, can I get shopping for you? Can I do that? But we've got quite a good community network. People are actually doing this. Okay, so there's one old lady that's like 4 doors down from me, and I see her at her window. It's usually when I do the morning stream, she's looking out, and I give her a wee wave. You guys don't see it because the camera's looking at the weather. I'm just waving to her, and she waves back to me. Next time she does it, I'll see if I can get her on camera. But she's a lovely old dear, and she's very independent, and she's very polite and softly spoken. But see, before I was about to continue speaking like her, before I went off with shielding and hiding behind my closed doors because of the virus, she was in my shop, and I said, Agnes, you need to give me your phone number, so if you need anything, I can come and... Why do you want my phone number? Totally aggressive. Like, I was like, holy crap, I've never heard you speak like that before. You're not getting my number. You might give me funny phone calls. She was just taking the mickey, but that's by the by. But, you know, she's just one of like maybe a dozen old people that will be terrified. You know, that's just people living in private houses that are probably doing the right things to look after themselves. But the people in the care homes, they're being looked after by other people. And if it's a private care home as well, and I've a great belief that anything to do with medicine or care in the community, you can't put a profit margin on that. you can't, because you're always going to be wanting to make more money from it. There should be a minimum level of expenditure to ensure the high standards necessary to look after human beings. You know, I honestly, if I could go round to that care home right now, I'd be going round and doing something for them, because even if it was just to to take the kids to say, hi, look, you know, life's going on, you know, everything's good, but we can't do that. It's awful. It's awful. This would have been more fun with videos. And I noticed that we can put, you know, somebody was saying earlier on, put links to the videos. Yeah. Well, that particular interview's on the Mojack's Happy Facebook page. So you can go and watch that particular one there, where the Royal College of Nurses, head of the Royal College of Nurses in Great Britain, says she has trust issues with the government, saying trust will be established once we have the correct equipment to protect us physically and mentally from this disease. And then the health secretary saying that trust issue was not applied. I think that's a goddamn joke, to be perfectly honest. Oh, another thing on the same news article, which I've got on my phone, but I've not uploaded it anywhere yet. There's a football manager in Great Britain called, is it Kevin Keegan or Kenny Dalglish? I think I can't remember which one it is. It's either Kevin Keegan or Kenny Dalglish. Anyway, that gentleman has been tested positively for coronavirus. Now, what triggered me in the report was that they were saying he was in hospital basically for this and that, and they routinely tested him for coronavirus. Routinely tested him for coronavirus. Now, hold on a second. Who gets routinely tested for coronavirus? Huh? My son was had a temperature for about 4 weeks. He had like a fever for 4 weeks. They didn't routinely test him for coronavirus. Is it because this man's a football manager? He's more important than my boy? Nah, that triggered me as well. Triggered me big time. Yes, indeed. Right, okay, let's have a quick look at the comments. Because we don't have the videos to play, we were going to just talk about the wonderful things I've been doing in isolation, which is good. Right, you're looking at the Daily Mail right now, and the headline is on this subject. What about PPE? It probably will be. It was all about it. It was all about Boris this morning getting out of hospital and being a good guy. I'm going to look up the Daily Mail's headlines as well just now. But I just love the Daily Mail. Where is it? I've usually got that on one of the things. Here we go. Daily Mail tomorrow. Daily Mail there we go. Daily Mail online. Mobile friendly news. Oh, that's just their mobile paper. Screw that. We don't want that. Daily Mail front page. Okay, the paper is BBC. Oh, that's the ones from this morning. And here we go. Daily Mail. That's just going to the thing as well. Yes, Daily Mail's a rag, Nyla. Daily Mail's a rag. It's a Tory paper. It's not even worth wiping your arse with. Yes, seniors have been like, the same thing happened in Spain. They were leaving the old people out of the whole triage. Well, they were involved with the triage thing. They kind of left them to die. And in New York as well, there's been more people dying in their homes of this, apparently, than people dying in hospitals, which is kind of scary. And another thing which triggered me, I'm going to go and research this. This is just a tidbit for this week while I go and research this, is basically a lot of GPs, general practitioner doctors in this country have been not signing death certificates with the cause of death being coronavirus. They've said outlying conditions related to coronavirus, you know, which is ridiculous. If it was corona, just mark it as corona. Why would they be doing that? Is that for government statistics? I don't know. Right, listen, we've ranted and raved and we've not had a chance to do videos and you've just been looking at my ugly mug. I've been working on a video, funnily enough, of my reunion with the children. I've kind of vlogged it all going up to their house, their mum's house in the car. I videoed our little reunion there and then our Easter in the garden yesterday. And I hopefully should be able to get that up on YouTube in the next 24 hours. Which is great. But we had a great time yesterday, and the kids didn't know that I'd kind of really gone to town and tidied up the garden. It was a junkyard. When I got diagnosed with cancer over a year and a half ago, I just finished emptying one of the garden sheds. So all the junk was sitting on a flower bed during the whole of my treatment time, because I couldn't be arsed doing it, to be perfectly honest. But I did it all while they've been at their mum's, and the garden was perfectly immaculate. So this is my isolation games. We should play the jingle for isolation games, and we'll make it all about me. Hold on, let's find the isolation games jingle. There it is. Yeah. So isolation games is always about what people are doing in isolation. So I'm going to ask you guys just now, what are you all doing while you're in isolation just now? Hope it's something positive. Are you doing a bit of yoga? Are you doing a bit of cooking? Are you sort of like, what are you doing? Me, it's been all about my garden because I've got the time to do it. I cleared a whole other section today and I'm going to be doing some more tomorrow. But what I've managed to do just now is wonderful. So I built an outdoor kitchen for the barbecue area with like work surfaces and things. I took an old bed frame out one of the sheds, turned that into a big ass bench to sit on, used big old wooden toy boxes as big planters. I found an old wardrobe in my neighbour's driveway and said, can I have that? Turned that into a planter. And we're growing spinach, we're growing sorrel, we're growing parsley, we're growing mustard and coriander, all in this massive planter. And we're taking a photograph every day of it so I can time lapse it as it grows as well. I am having such a good time in my garden, which is great. Shady's redecorating your house and doing the yard next. I think we should share pictures on the Mojack's Happy. In fact, let's do it in Discord. We can share pictures in Discord. If you're a tier 3, you can share pictures. Let's do that we should make a channel, okay, purely for pictures. We'll call it the isolation games. We'll do that particularly from there. Let's do I saw some of your cooking, Nyla, on with the asparagus and stuff. That looked great. Don't take anything out there. I need that. Are you doing that? Okay, cool. Right, no sweat. Nice one. My son's trying to get into the USB chargers there. I'm not letting him. Just wait 10 minutes, we'll be done. Okay, still good. Right, cool. So yeah, we should make a channel for that, and we should just dump all our photographs in there and have as a positive sort of thing. Look what people are doing. Okay, and then encourage other people to go and dump their photographs. Whoa, hold on. I just knocked my microphone over. Oh my God, technical difficulties with the old man knocking kit around. Yeah, so that's what my outdoor kitchen. All the sheds have been painted. I've cleared another flower bed where we're going to plant rhubarb. I've got cuttings from the neighbours for thyme, for mint. We've even got like alpine straw. One of my neighbours said to me, there's wild alpine strawberries growing at the side of a fence down a pathway not more than 50 yards from my house. And I was like, shut up. So no, go down and have a look. Sure enough, they were there. I've dug them up. I've planted them in a planter in my back garden. See, by the summer, we're going to have these tiny little alpine strawberries that are like, mwah! It's going to be great. Right, okay. That's my son there. Virtuoso is trying to beat the world record for some computer game. Yes. Here we go. My 16-year-old son runs your yard. See, look at that. You're playing computer games, and there's another kid here doing the gardening for his ma.
That's 3 years difference though.
Yeah, so what? He's 16 and you're almost 14. Yeah, don't give me that excuse.
2.5 years.
He's giving me excuses. I'm getting back chat here. Back chat. He's getting it. He's going to be cutting the grass tomorrow. He will not get on the Xbox until he has mown that lawn. You can have antihistamines, yes. Yes, he gets hay fever. Yes, crazy. So yes, we're going to do that. I've got some photographs already of it, and I'll have the video all finished. I'll get the video uploaded to YouTube, hopefully by tea time tomorrow. That's the goal. That is the goal. I'll do that right after the morning stream, get it finished, get it rendered, get it looking really cool, and then we'll take it from there. We'll do that. I'm going to teach him how to use the mower here, which is good. We've got like a great big petrol mower, a great big red one. It just tears through. I usually cut the neighbours' gardens grass as well, basically because they're all rubbish at cutting it, which is crazy. Your 18-year-old won't get out of bed until 4 p.m. Oh my God, Carmen, that's unbelievable. I had all my kids up this morning at 8 o'clock and they were like, I says, well, you're choosing to sleep in the living room just now. Right, that's the thing. If you choose to sleep in the living room after a stream, that's it. You know, that's it. Just cover the tops of the strawberries with a light layer of mulch. Is that for just now or for during the winter? Because these alpines they're really hardy. These ones were grown out cracks in the concrete down a path. It's like they're mentally mental. What else are we going to grow? I've just cleared a whole section of another part of my yard, which we're building a kind of like a greenhouse thing for growing peppers and tomatoes. And then we've got another area for 2 more planters, which is going to have like all the root vegetables, and a final area where I'm going to have 10 trash bags filled with dirt that I'm going to grow potatoes in. That's what we're doing. We are growing as much food as we possibly can this summer. We're going to have an abundance of it, and these kids are going to see and taste the absolute amazing. Have you guys ever had a potato straight from the ground before? I mean, like totally just brand spanking new, taking it out the dirt, putting it in a pot and eating it. Wow, it's so much better than one that you buy in the shops. And that's just a potato. I can't wait. During the winter, I will do that, Nyla. We've got them in hanging baskets. So what I can actually do is I can take them into one of the sheds as well and then keep them nice. Yeah, I can't wait. This my mum's even brought round. She brought round 3 little alpines and another strawberry plant. We're having different types of strawberries. I've got like 6 or 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I've got 10 hanging baskets all around my garden, and they're the most ideal thing for growing strawberries in. If you want to make sure that you control the environment where they are and keep them safe from pests and stuff. I've grown them in hanging baskets before. They're wonderful. That's what I've been doing. My hands were quite soft before I started going into the garden. They're like hard working man's hands now. So I need to get some Vaseline and gloves and stick that in there, which is good. Yeah, we are gonna. What's that saying now? Growing your own food is so much healthier and safer. No, yeah, absolutely. I've got heritage seeds as well in my drawer for different coloured carrots, like old carrots, like purple ones and white carrots and red carrots and things. I can't wait to grow them. And today, one of my neighbours gave me heritage rhubarb. Now, I call it. She doesn't call it heritage rhubarb. I call it heritage rhubarb because she told me the story of where she got it from. She was walking down a place called Cramond in Edinburgh, which is right on the coast. It's at the bottom. There's a river that comes out into the Firth of Forth. And if you walk upstream the Firth of Forth, not the river, but the Firth of Forth, a big sort of body of water, walk inland from there, there's a stately house that's kind of in disrepair. People are still living there. The garden was all pretty shitty. And this was about 35 years ago. And she noticed that the garden had an abundance of rhubarb, but it was untouched and it was overgrown. So she went and dug up about 10 crowns of rhubarb and transplanted this rhubarb 35 years ago into her garden in just across from mine. So I've got all this rhubarb, just took stalks off. Okay, she told me this story. I went, oh my God, that rhubarb could have been there for like 100 years before you picked it. And she never thought of that. She was like, I never thought of that. That could have been, that's proper rhubarb. I says, yeah, and it'll be delicious. Rhubarb's like berries. The longer you leave it, the better it is. So I'm cooking something with that tomorrow. I'm going to boil it all up. I'm going to make a pickle. I'm going to make a jam. I'm going to make crumble. I'm going to make like a savoury jam as well as a sweet jam. I'm going to do rhubarb and rosemary sort of jam to put on like pork chops and burgers and stuff. Oh my God, it's amazing. You cannot grow from seeds. You need a little plants. You're not growing from seeds is a tough thing to do because you have to stroke them and keep them at the right temperature, the right amount of light and stuff like that. But it's a tough thing to do. And you grew up on an organic farm in the 70s and 80s. What? That's amazing, Shady. That is amazing. You know what? I never knew this about you guys. These sort of things. These things are astounding. I truly enjoy. I've kind of over the past 10 days since I started doing the garden, I've really got the bug for making my yard beautiful and making it functional. I'm sure I have to take off several branches of a massive tree to allow sunlight to come into different parts of my yard, which is getting done next week. And then I'm going to dry out, chop up those branches into logs for the barbecue and stuff like that as well. So we can do it. Strawberry and rhubarb. Oh, and we'll have them both by autumn. I'll get more rhubarb off my neighbour. It sounds amazing. Strawberry and rhubarb. Crazy. Listen, we have had so much fun in the past 10 minutes talking about food and things, and I feel so much better after being a bit triggery and ranty about the other stuff. I will make sure that we get a nice section for dropping pictures in of anything that you're growing, anything that you're cooking, anything that you're doing during the isolation. We'll make it in tier 3 and we'll call it isolation games, and things that you're doing. And I'm just going to throw loads of pictures in. I've got quite a lot of pictures and I've took some really nice ones of my family today in the garden as well. But we'll do that. We'll get that set up. And if you want to, Barry, if you're still on, could you possibly drop that link in for the invites into the chat, for the YouTube chat, please? Oh my God, I just realized, I think, no, we're not on Mixer tonight. We're on Facebook. That's cool. So if you're there, Barry, could you possibly drop that link in? This is the invite link. It will take you to the welcome page of Discord, and then anybody at all that that is admin or above. I think Nyla, you might be an admin now. I think we got that sorted. If not, I will get that sorted for you today. And if we know your name, you'll immediately get into tier 3. Okay. If you're brand spanking new to it, we like to interact with you a little bit just to protect ourselves from crazy people in the dark world of the interweb. But if we know who you are, you're straight away part of the community. We'll get you in tier 3. And don't be afraid. There's an abundance of channels there. Barry and I have ran communities before for gaming and things where there was like an abundance of channels that eventually lots of them don't get used. But we want to have a place to see where people would come in as the community grows. So if you see like lots and lots of channels, like for people creating things on YouTube, on TikTok, on Byte, musicians, artists, writers and things, don't worry too much about that. The one where most of the chat is just now is in the Radio Apocalypse one. So that's kind of that. We'll probably end up streaming it down to just Radio Apocalypse. But yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll get that sorted. Come and join us. If you don't, if Barry's not on just now, if he's not putting that link up, drop me a wee message on @mojaxhappy on Twitter, and I'll make sure that you get the invite. And if you don't have it that way, I'll probably just go onto Discord just now and get Shady and other people all into that Equilibrium as well, because I know that you'll be from my brother's Discord as well. I will just invite you and make you as soon as you've accepted the invite, we will get you tiered up and dropping some interesting pictures in the isolation games. Okay, so that was fun not having pictures and not having videos and talking for 50 minutes non-stop today. I have got a dry mouth now. I'm now going to annoy the crap out of my children and go and have another cup of tea. Finish editing the little video from yesterday and stuff like that. Let's see, is that link shown up? It's not come up on here, or it's nothing on the Facebook chat either. Barry, nothing there at all. What to do is drop it into the Mojack's Happy page on Facebook. And in fact, what you can do is go and, if you send it to me on WhatsApp just now as well, I'll copy and paste it straight across just now. If you've got it, I'll type it straight in. I'll have to put my light down so I can see my keyboard, though I will disappear into the darkness. That's so strange. But we'll get that link out. Okay, we'll give you a sec. We will not leave this stream until the sec is up. Wow, look at that. This is the most people I've had watching the stream live ever. Thank you so much, everybody that has joined us. Listen, go and just say hello in the chat, just so I know who you are, so I can thank you for coming on. I really appreciate it. And if you're sitting in YouTube just now, just go and click subscribe for me, please. Just click that little subscribe. It really helps an awful lot to let YouTube's head turn towards me so people can find stuff on the stream. It would be great. If Barry, don't worry if you can't get that. I'll get most everybody that's wandered here just now on what's it called? Oh, hang on. Let me just turn the mic this way so I can continue speaking and type. And where are we? There we go. Right, thanks, Barry. I've got that message there. Ba, 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 ba. Right, good. And there it is on What's He Happy. Ba, 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 ba. Okay. Right. Okay, we'll copy that. Right, so it's just tag it / Mojack's Happy. Right, okay, let's type that in. Just yes, tag it .it. Yes. Hang on, just dot. I need to get my eyes tested. / Mojack's Happy. Right, so let me just make sure I've got that right. justtag.it / Mojack's Happy. Right, so that should be it there. Use that. That should take you to Discord, the welcome page, and yeah, it should be okay. Enjoying your content. Ah, you're amazing. Thanks, Shady. Right, I'm going to go now. I've got dry mouth. We will be changing the format slightly over the next couple of weeks as I start to create a new section of the show, a new whole concept for the show. I don't know whether it's going to be run midweek or towards the end of the week yet. It's going to be called what's it called? It's going to be called the human condition, and it's going to be about all the positive and negative aspects of being a human being, and it will have such things as how people deal with mental illnesses, as well as how people deal with their cooking of their favorite recipes. Okay, people that collect guitars, people that play games. It's all about human beings, both positive, and we have an amazing special that I'm working on with a very good friend of mine. Won't be launching with that because I want it to be just right. And you know who you are, you know what we're working on, and I have listened to that podcast thing now, and it is tremendous. So yeah, we will be doing that. So that's enough chit chat for me. Who's this? Jackie McD. I guess I need to watch your clips back. Yeah, you can watch the clips back, Jackie, anytime at all. You'll find them all on YouTube. It's just usually me ranting with a few videos and some interesting things. Sometimes Cognac's on. We missed Cognac tonight. I'm going to get onto Instagram and say, where have you been? It's because he's got over 1,000 followers now on TikTok. He goes live on TikTok. I'm just not good enough for him anymore. I miss that crazy Californian guy. He's so much fun. So much fun. Listen, you guys have been great tonight. Thank you so much for joining me, and apologies again that we couldn't play the videos. The interview one is on the Mojack's Happy Facebook page, and you'd be more than welcome to do it. And hey, Fahim, thank you for joining us tonight. I appreciate that as well on Facebook land. Give us a wee follow there. We're on every night. We're on every morning doing the papers, having a wee rant in the morning as well. And I think, yeah, I've got it on I've got it on the WhatsApp, mate. And yeah, we will be heading off into the sunset just now, and we'll be back tomorrow about 9:20 with the morning paper, some coffee and some porridge, the usual stuff. Thank you so much for joining us, and we shall see you all in the morning. Take care, and see you soon. Be kind to people for no reason. It's good to be kind. It's nice to